everybody? It is Friday, July 29th, 2016. I got the date right that time. Shut up. Anyway, this is Radio Tokyo. I'm Jonathan, and I have had an interesting week, and Nick's had an interesting week, and we completely missed, like, a day off on every episode of this week, except for our Wednesday one, which we were supposed to do on Thursday, and we didn't even get to do it on Thursday because there was problems, apparently, with being able to get it uploaded, but we did actually record a show, and Nick can actually confirm we did record a show, but when I went to actually put it up on YouTube, and finish the final edits for YouTube and everything else, and then be able to get it over on Facebook, we had a problem, and I'm gonna blame Robot Nick for this because invariably everything that fucks up is Nick's fault on the show. So Nick, it's your Nick.
I'm not taking the blame for this. You get complete blame for this. You get blamed for this.
No, you get blame. You get blamed for this. But yes.
Because I told you it wasn't working, and I told you we could do it later. So you get to blame for this one.
But no, see what happened was the streaming, the live streaming was not working. The recording was fine. It recorded all the way through the show. But when I went to actually edit it, apparently it only saved 7.5 minutes of the show, which is fine because the opening 7.5 minutes was cool. Like, it was fun. And we didn't end with the, if I can remember the phrase I used, sphere of damnation, I think is what I said. And then the word I came up with, Nick?
Something like that.
Yeah. But the past couple of days have, oh, damn, they've been interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
And you get totally blamed for all of it.
No, you get blamed for it. You get blamed for it.
No. Anyways, so what should we talk about?
Let's talk about your mom and how amazing she is.
Well, I mean, she's really cool. She's throwing me a birthday party tomorrow. Because tomorrow's my birthday. And I'm going to be 30 years old. I'm going to be old. So old.
Wait,
so
since when is tomorrow your birthday? And I forgot about this. What kind of person am I?
The same.
I'm a person that doesn't care. No, seriously. Happy early birthday, Nick. I don't say it often enough, but you're easily one of my best friends, if not the best friend that I've ever had. So congratulations on turning 3 decades old. I love you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And you are also one of my best friends, of course.
And of course now this is recorded for posterity, so you can always go back and say, look, here it is. It's recorded. You said it. You said you love me.
Mm-hmm. You can't deny it any longer.
Yep, it's time to destroy the internet.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm turning 30 tomorrow, so that's cool. And I don't know, what else is happening? Oh, the Olympics are kind of weird and crazy.
Well, I was actually going to suggest that I do the announcement that I planned to do on Wednesday, that I had promised to do on Wednesday, and then wasn't able to do for 2 days. But if you want to talk about the Olympics and delay that, that's awesome. We'll talk about the Olympics.
I mean, it's just the protests going on, and then apparently they put out the torch.
Yeah, I did see that. Apparently when it was being ran, because it's almost time for the games to start. They start, I believe, next month. The flame is already in Brazil, and some protesters, because apparently there's protesters at every fucking thing now. The protesters actually hurled themselves at the runner and tried to tackle them to the ground and managed to actually put out the flame. Good job, you assholes. It's been going on since, whatever. Okay, the thing is, realistically, I know that sometimes the torches get put out, they run out of fuel, whatever. So I know it's not always a continual flame, but visibly doing shit like that, and actually
Well,
intentionally knocking out the flame is kind of a dick move.
it's weird to me because I actually remember the selection process for this particular Olympics because they were considering it came down to Washington D.C. or Rio de Janeiro, and of course they picked Rio de Janeiro. But now when I go back and look at it, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself, wow, they made a really, really horrible choice. They could have avoided all of this if, they had picked Washington, D.C. And the more I read and learn about it, the more I hear about how terrible of a choice Rio de Janeiro is to hold the Olympics. Because it's an overcrowded, overpopulated, and very poor city in most regards. And
But they have a lot of
I,
sluts down there.
they have a lot of what?
Sluts,
Like, like, I, what?
hookers, prostitutes. Prostitutes is okay. Okay. All levity aside here, if Rio actually wanted to have a singular economy that was not drugs, it would be prostitutes. I am not fucking joking at all. Like the joke used to be years and years ago that you could get a Russian mail order bride. You're more likely to get one from Rio now, and um, how can I put this to where it's tasteful? Odds are your bride will be a man in a dress, and I don't mean full on transgender individual. I mean just a man in a dress, like a young boy that put on a sundress, because that's it's a very popular thing down there. Apparently, being transgender or crossdresser or any other you know area that falls in the rainbow of T in LGBT is very popular down there, but yet it's social suicide and sometimes like literal suicide. Well, I don't really know the correct term here, but it happens all the time, and people will get fucking murdered for it. Because it's kind of like living in a Muslim country where they just randomly beat women to death for being a woman. It's like, oh, you got your period. Here's a rock. Like they do that, but they do that to members of the LGBT community all the time in Rio. So a lot of people down there, uh, you, typically men, who become prostitutes, will put on a dress and they're like, "Marry me, get me the fuck out of here." Like I'm not saying that to try and badmouth people who are transgender or a crossdresser or a drag queen or anything else. I'm just saying that you could have like sex industry and uh sex trafficking be like the number one goddamn import for Rio because it goes on all the time. But that's only if you remove stuff like cocaine from the economy. Other than that, it's just poverty and sadness, and you can't really make money off of poverty and sadness because money is the answer to all things apparently in Rio.
And beaches. There's beaches too.
Oh yeah, there are some beaches. There are some beaches with condoms and uh, needles and dead body parts all over them. It's gonna make for Jesus. This is gonna make for some amazing, amazing Summer Olympics. I am so excited. But you know what? There's actually one huge bonus to this. One very very large bonus.
Which is,
Typically, when the Olympics come to a city, it completely destroys the economy of that city. Look at the pet like the cities will collect massive amounts of money to build their new stadiums and arenas and all that shit. Okay, so
see, this is
luckily,
actually something. Well, wait. This is something I don't understand about the Olympic selection process. Why are they not picking cities that already have these stadiums built and resources available and things? And It just confounds me.
They do sometimes. They do sometimes, but like the ones in uh, Beijing, where the last one was, uh, the city actually had stuff, but they built more. Like they built a stadium specifically for it, and it's just sitting there. I mean, like it cost untold sums of money to do that, to provide the Olympic Village and everything else, and it just fucking sits there. It goes to waste. Like there's nothing to do with it, you know. Um, so that's what happens. Like they clean the goddamn city up. I mean, like to the point that supposedly people are taking toothbrushes and just scrubbing walls and everything, trying to get it as clean as possible, and they spend all this money on it, and then it just crashes the economy of each individual city. So the bonus here is that Rio is already one of the most economically unsound cities on the planet. Like there's nothing really there to destroy. I mean, the majority of people there are already living in complete utter poverty, so how further then can that go? Like, how much worse will things be for the people of Rio, to
Do,
have to
do,
incur this
do you really
massive
want
debt?
to
I mean,
do you really want to pose that question? Because
yes,
whenever we
yes, yes,
think
yes. Actually, I do.
no, no,
I actually
but
want to find
whenever
out the answer to that question.
because whenever we think things can't possibly get worse, what happens?
Okay. I'm genuinely asking the question: how much more impoverished can Rio possibly be at the moment? I mean, like people's houses are constructed out of, you know, like soup cans and pop cans, and then like pieces of like tin. So how much more impoverished can the city possibly get? Like realistically, how much worse can things be for Rio? I want to know, goddammit. I want to know, and it
Oh,
better be satisfied with this Olympics. I want to see the complete and utter destruction of a city from having no more money. Now, I hate to do that because Rio's a good vacation place to go. It really is. I mean, they have Carnival, and they really do have some beautiful beaches. So I'm all excited for that, but I want to see the complete, like I want to see the fucking city burn to the ground. Like the flames so high they're licking the feet of Jesus. Like I want to see this take place because, like I said, every place the Olympics have ever gone that has ruined the economy. Even in the more wealthy cities, and I want to see it happen. I want to see it.
I think the recent political events have made you into some sort of anarchist now that just wants to see the world burn down.
They probably have, but seriously, think about it.
Well,
Okay, think about it. Think about it. Think about
hold
it.
on. Well, actually, wait, hold on. Because I have a question. I was just thinking about what you were saying, and then I was just thinking, well, if building all of those stadiums in one city is such a problem, why don't they just make the Olympics in a country? Because countries, or at least, big countries tend to have lots of cities with lots of stadiums, and, they could use those stadiums. Like, for instance, if it was held in Washington, D.C., well, they could have some events in D.C. and some in Baltimore, in Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh, and it really wouldn't take that long to get them there and back. I,
Do you
I,
mean
I
okay?
just feel like this is amazingly poorly planned on so
Do you
many
mean
levels.
do what the World Cup did?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Let me remind you something. It's very important here. Okay. Zet Blatter, the which is the worst villain name in the world. Uh, um, you know, was in charge of the World Cup group, is now out of office because he was fucking corrupt. I mean, like literally, there's a picture of him floating around where it's just money that's floating down from the sky, and he's looking at it like, ah, because someone was trying to troll him during a press conference by throwing money at him because he's corrupt and he's all about money. So that's what the World Cup is, and honestly, honestly, that model would actually work, but that only works because the World Cup actually finances itself. Like, the host cities and stuff don't have to actually pay for anything because the World Cup has enough.
Well,
Like, the World Cup could be its own individual country and not have any problems. Like, they wouldn't have a military or anything, but they could. Well, they could, but it would be kind of like Iran
goodbye.
has got a couple million people who just run at you screaming while holding copies of the Quran. That could be the World Cup's army, and that would be cool. And literally, that would be the best ass kicking army in the world because like the army would be soccer players and they all just kick at you. So whatever.
We've just created a new country and made it a world power. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with
And
that.
and okay, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. After Rio has burned to the ground, which by the way, I feel personally will solve 10% of the world's drug problem. Like it'll all be burned up, so like all the marijuana and all the cocaine and everything else there, it'll just be burned up. You won't have to worry about the poverty anymore, and you'll just have this nice, burned out husk of a former city, and that can be where the World Cup moves. Like they can move into Rio and become separate from Brazil, like the Vatican is separate from Italy. It can be its own city state, and then Rio and the Vatican can go to war, and we won't have to worry about soccer or Catholics anymore.
Unless one of them wins and then completely takes over the world again.
So, Nick, you and I both know soccer will win.
I don't know. I don't know. Since a lot of soccer fans are Catholic and a lot of Catholics are soccer fans, I
Yes,
question where their
yes. Think about it.
loyalties will lie.
Think about it. Okay, there's like a billion Catholics on the world. Okay, so out of those, I don't know, like 98% like soccer. So they're going to have to pick a side. They will have to pick a side. Okay, so I'm gonna go with soccer because I have seen people die in soccer related incidents. It's like crushing to death in stadiums. So they're going to pick soccer because the fact that you can get a goal is a lot more fascinating than waiting for Jesus to come back. So Catholics
I'm
are
going,
going to
I'm
pick
going to
soccer.
go. I'm going to go with Catholics because I think the Catholics will form their own soccer team and then play soccer to religiously conquer the World Cup.
This would, you know what? This would be the most amazing universe to live in. This really would be an amazing, like, it needs to be a book.
Like,
Like it
like we're,
needs to
we're
be a
going
book.
to fight a war on the soccer field, a literal war on the soccer field through a soccer game between the Catholic Church and FIFA.
I, I want to live in this world now. I like, this just makes me happy. I want to see Catholicism and FIFA go to war. God damn it. I want to see it. I want to see it. And, no offense to the people of Rio. I don't really want your city to burn down. But I kind of do. Like, I really want to see what happened. I mean, like, okay, there's really only two options here. Rio will burn to the ground because that's the only thing left for them, or, or, or all of their street vendors and like all the poor kids will become millionaires overnight because we're talking about like 90 or so countries sending athletes here and they have money and there's usually only a couple of things that happen at every Olympic Games. One, they eat. Two, they fuck. And three, they do alcohol. So well, alcohol and presumably drugs. Except the problem is with the drug testing, well, you're not supposed to be doing drugs. Well, um, you're in Rio, and like I said earlier, that's Rio's number one export is cocaine. So you're just buying into the local economy to do cocaine.
And this is why the Olympics should have been held in Washington, D.C., which would have been cool because I could have gone to see it for my birthday, so more or less. But oh
Well,
well.
Now you're gonna watch it on NBC and get to have Bob Costas and his little homilies for 2 weeks, and then not get to see every event that you want to see. Like me, I always want to see the fencing. I want to see the fencing and the boxing and the wrestling. Sports like that, actual sports, as opposed to look at me on the floor twirling a streamer. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I understand.
Oh,
Like,
wait,
okay,
wait.
look, here's the thing.
The
Here's the thing.
gymnast,
I've
but
known some
wait, the
gymnasts.
gymnast
I
on
have known some gymnasts.
the high bars are cool to watch. I will.
They are.
The
They
floor,
are. And I have known
I'm
some
not
people who gymnast. And
but the high bar, cool.
I realize you can make like gymnastics into a sport. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. But I don't want to fucking watch someone do a floor routine with a streamer as much as I want to watch people fight with swords and hit one another with their fists. Okay, I want to see that. I want to see the wrestling and the boxing and shit like that because it's sport to me, and I want to see the shooting. I don't want to see, oh well, we had this, haha, for 5 seconds, and maybe like a review of archery. No, I want to actually see it. I want to see it. It's the sports I give a shit about, you know. And I know I said before I don't care about sports, but I actually do. I like boxing. I like MMA. I like wrestling, real wrestling. Sometimes, like the fake wrestling. Uh, but like Greco-Roman wrestling and stuff like that. I like those sports. I like shooting. I like archery, and I want to watch that stuff. I want to watch those things take place. I want to watch them. Maybe maybe the swimming, maybe the swimming and the rowing and uh the equine sports. Maybe those, But I realize I'm not going to get to see them unless I'm up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, which is when they're actually on because fuck reason.
Well, one of the cool things about the Olympics too is it's one of the rare chances where you get to really see what I would consider to be real boxing and real wrestling because I so it's kind of almost like a last
Yeah, I would like to see, some real sports, maybe swimming and stuff. But like my thing is, usually I have to wait till like 4 o'clock in the morning to see it.
yeah, which it's just silly because it's those are really the purest forms of the sport because wrestling's all show now, boxing's all show now. If you want to see real wrestling or boxing or fencing or uh, almost anything, you honestly have to watch the Olympics.
You do, you do, you do. Anyway, you know what? Speaking of watching things, I want to do the announcement that I promised I was going to do.
Okay.
Okay, August 13th, here on YouTube, the Drunken Peasants are hosting a 24-hour long live stream fundraiser for Galen Halcyon. I have spoken with Pit Monk X here on YouTube and several others. And if you don't know who Pit Monk and Drunken Peasants are, you might want to look them up. The Drunken Peasants have actually got one of the most popular podcasts out there right now. Pit Monk does a lot of Google Plus Hangouts and streams, and he brings on other YouTubers, oftentimes who may or may not have a very large audience of their own, and he has helped to get a lot of exposure. And he does this because he actually got the exposure through the Drunken Peasants. Okay, so the Drunken Peasants have helped him. The Drunken Peasants have helped Dusty Smith. A lot of other YouTubers have been helped out by them. But I'll be on there. Nick, if you want to be on there, you're welcome to be on there. I know that Galen may pop in. I'm not sure. But another YouTuber named Shayra is supposed to be involved. Possibly Nerdy Bitch in Glasses and a few others. I'm not all sure. But like I said, all this is a fundraiser for Galen Halcyon. He has had several health issues over the years, and he's not doing so well right now. I'm not going to get into full details about what's going on because it's not really my place to say. But I'm sure the Drunken Peasants will talk about it on their show at some point in time, maybe next week, soonish though. But like I said, here in a couple weeks, they'll be doing a show. So please, please, please watch, and more importantly than watching, please donate some money if possible. Like I said, it's going to actually help someone who really needs it. And the Drunken Peasants and Pimp Monk and several others have done a lot of work in the past to raise money for charities. In fact, um, the last time I think the Drunken Peasants raised money, they got something like $100,000 during their fundraising, and it all went to, believe it or not, a feminist charity. It was to help out a group of people, women in countries that don't have modern conveniences, and they helped buy them clothing and shoes and a bunch of things, a bunch of stuff, and it helped a lot of people. So check out their fundraiser, August 13th.
Sounds good. Hopefully,
Anything you want to
I
add,
will
Nick?
try to be there as long as I can.
You better be there.
No,
You
that
you,
was good.
you better be there. And if you can't be, that's cool. It's fine. But the idea is that the individuals who are taking part will join the stream for 8 hours at a time, or I, it. I'm not exactly sure what the full plan is. Like I said, we're going to have 24 people who are going to be on. So if it's all one inclusive stream, Drunken Peasants will do 8 hours, Pimp will do 8 hours, Share will do 8 hours, and so on, so on, so on. But like I said, I spoke to Pimp Monk about it, and I already volunteered my time at least, and I told him we'd do everything we could to promote the show. So, you know, if you're watching live right now, you're watching after this has been recorded. The graphic on stream will be on our Facebook page by the time the show's over with. In fact, it may even be up before. I haven't decided yet. But look it up, and whenever the PayPal or GoFundMe page, whatever it is they're going to use for the fundraiser is set up, we'll share it. Like I said, please donate whatever you can if you can, and if you can't donate any money, please share the links and let everybody. Really is the entire purpose of the entire show. So I want to bitch about something. I don't talk about local events that often. Okay, like other than mentioning, I ran for city commission and everything. By the way, those of you who don't know what I mean when I say city commission, it's the city council. It's just that our city charter refers to it as commission, like it's supposed to be referred to as commission for whatever reason, but it's a goddamn city council. Okay. Anyway, um, I am involved with a local group. I'm not, like, again, I'm not going to name it because I don't want to give away all the personal information. Okay. Anyway, I'm involved in a local group that is standing up against violence in communities. We're trying to help uh, keep, like racial tensions and such down here where I live. Um, it's a group that's been noticed in several states. We have had a couple rallies. We did one for the Orlando victims. We did one for the two black men who were shot the same week of the shootings in Dallas. We have another event planned. Guy, uh, generally a nice guy, but if I had to pick a term to describe him, I would say angry black man. And I don't mean that to be anything other than a stereotypical term here. Okay, I'm not trying to insult him. Okay, he's a very intelligent man. He's a veteran, but he caused some problems at the meeting. Okay, so everything that this group has worked towards, and like everything, and Nick, every time you and I have talked about this, the goal is to make things better, and people who are not going to be part of the problem or part of the solution are just part of the problem. Like we talked about it before, right? Just like the protest where the girl wound up playing Pokemon. If you're not going to help, get out of the way, right?
Yeah.
Well, the city commissioner decided in his own way he was going to help. And how that was going to help was he began by attacking our police chief on Facebook, and then he showed up at the meeting and began attacking him there, and he became irate and was screaming and yelling at people. And there was a woman a couple rows in front of me who was so disturbed by it that when she was getting up to try and get out, she actually tripped and fell over. She's fine. She didn't get hurt or anything. But the commissioner just kept getting louder and louder and louder and threatening everyone there saying, "You're all afraid of me. I'm the commissioner. You can't pull me out," and everything, And it just went on and on and on and on and on until he had to be physically removed, from, like drugged out of the building by 4 police officers, and he was arrested, and he was put on a bond, and he refused to bond out to about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and then did not go to the city commission meeting last night. And the reason I'm bringing it up is the police department has let the group I'm a part of know, uh, don't announce any events for a while. Don't plan anything. Don't make official statements about it, because they fully expect reprisals. Okay, like I said, people who want to make things better are actually making things better. And there's just a percentage of people, sadly, out there who are not doing a goddamn thing to actually help. And all they're doing is just saying, oh, there's a fire. What can I put on it to make it bigger? And that is all that this man did that night, was make it bigger. And those of you, watching at home, you're getting to see a picture a friend of mine took, who was there along with me and several others. Okay, so you're getting to see an actual picture of the man and him being restrained, and he's yelling at someone. This shit happened in front of me, and I don't exactly want to call it racial tensions, but it is. That was all that it was. I mean, just he just got angry about what was going on, because this man, he's already been, and I believe I discussed this on the show after it happened. I don't remember if you remember, Nick, but he did get a vote of no confidence passed on him by the Police Officers Association. Several other people in the city have already said they don't want him to have his job anymore, and he just proved to be an ass on Wednesday night by being anti-police and apparently willing to become irate and interrupt a peaceful meeting that was trying to help everybody in the city.
Yeah, and I watched the video that you took, and it was really weird, really awkward, and it was not a good thing.
It definitely did not help, and honestly, it was just disruptive and completely, completely improper of this man to have done that. Complete. I mean, again, I say this as someone who likes this man. Okay, like he's very personable. Like I said, he's very smart. And again, he's a veteran. But he's one of the most active commissioners we have. Like, he actually gets out and goes door to door and talks to people in the community. He goes to every possible event that he can make. He's very active in the community. Like he's big on community outreach. Uh, however, he has apparently become so involved that he actively follows police cars when they're in his neighborhood, and he runs over to whomever they stopped, and as soon as the officer is back in their vehicle, he runs up, hands the person one of his business cards, and says, now the officers have heard him say this, but he says, I'm their boss. If you need any help, give me a call. You know, and that's improper, because for starters, he's not the officer's boss. Okay, the officer's boss is the chief of police. The chief of police's boss is our city manager. Okay, the city manager's boss is the city commission. So, you know, going up the chain of command there, sure, but our commission is made up of 7 individuals, not just one. So he is not the boss. He is not the city commissioner. He is a commissioner. Like, he sits on a board of people who help decide what goes on in our city. And he's been showing his ass. Like, he did it at a city commission meeting twice. He tried to berate the police chief and our police department and everything and make them look bad. And that was what got him the vote of no confidence. And then he's been on local TV stations and in the news, in the newspaper, and now he's done this and he got arrested for it. And honestly, knowing he's probably never going to see the show, knowing that no one who's involved in this is going to see this, I want to go and say this: quit your job, get off the city commission. You are not fit for for holding the position you do. You don't deserve to be an elected official in this town anymore.
I mean, you just can't do that. You just follow the cops around. I understand wanting to keep a watch and thing, community watch and things, but it's yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool.
I get his anger, like I actually get it, and I understand why he's upset. But it's so far beyond cool. It's uh, it's almost as bad as the DNC, Nick. It's almost as bad as the DNC.
Yeah, yeah.
do do we really want to talk about her and have an update about her and what's been going
I,
on, or can we just move the fuck on away from her already?
I kind of want to just move on.
But but Nick, if we move on,
I mean, it, just is there anything to really talk about other than that Bill Clinton really likes balloons?
but look, goddammit, don't insult the man for his fetishes, okay? There is no slut shaming on this show, you whore.
Hey man, I just said he likes balloons. I didn't say it was a
He
bad
do,
thing.
he does, he does, he does. Oh my god! If you guys have not seen it, uh, I don't remember who took the video together, but apparently after Hillary made her speech last night, Bill was all but dancing around on the stage, like playing with balloons and kicking them and stuff. Like I said, the man's got some fetishes. I understand that he has fetishes. No, that's whatever. I'm not gonna judge him for it, but just it was a very light-hearted, innocent thing, entirely innocent thing to have done, and people will not let it go.
I think it's just because it was so innocent and almost childlike that it just stands out in the doom and gloom of these conventions.
It was like, you know, I completely missed her speech because I was busy last night. I didn't get home till after it was over with, and I need to go back and watch it at some point in time or not. I don't know. I don't really care, really, to be honest with you. Which is bad because I watched Trump's, so I should give her the benefit of the doubt. Uh, but since you want to move on, we will talk about World of Warcraft Legion because holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, there's some actual news about Legion.
Oh, and there's Hearthstone.
Yes, yes. Really quick, new Hearthstone adventures coming out. It's called One Night in Karazhan. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, it's worth watching. Uh, but
I like it. I like it. It's fun. It's fun.
it
And
is,
Hearthstone
it
is
is,
supposed to be fun.
it is. But
Hearthstone is
I
supposed to be primarily fun.
I watched it through two or three times, and after every viewing of it, I just said her saying, "What the actual fuck is this?" Because it's like I said, it's called One Night in Karazhan, and it involves disco music and um a Medivh who looks like a Disney character, and did I mention the disco music?
Well, I'm okay with that because almost all of Hearthstone has been pretty lighthearted. It's just them having fun and being silly. I mean, if you actually think about where Hearthstone takes place in, it's in a tavern. So I don't really have a problem with this.
I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be cool. But speaking of short videos online, we are halfway through the Harbinger series. Blizzard has been putting them out once a week. Usually, it seems to be every Thursday. Because this week we had Khadgar. Last week we had Gul'dan. So about a week apart. Okay. Now the Harbinger series, if you're not familiar with it, they will be posted to our Facebook page. So that way, if you haven't seen them, you can just go watch ours. But the Harbinger series is intended to tell you a little bit about specific characters from Legion, starting off with Gul'dan. And Gul'dan's is like I was already familiar with Gul'dan's backstory, but they kind of changed it for this, and I actually I prefer the change more than the original, to be honest with you. But the Khadgar one, holy shit, it's amazing. Like it's just I'm not even going to tell you anything about it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Go fucking watch it, okay? But to get to the Legion news, and this just came out this morning, like this early this morning, okay? It is official. The Burning Legion invasions and the ability to roll a Demon Hunter will begin on August 9th. So you have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 11 days. Like you have a little under 2 weeks here, to finish up your paladins and warlocks and priests and all the other lesser classes, because Demon Hunters are coming out. And the reason I'm saying lesser classes is very, 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 very important. Um, you will not have access to all of your talents with your new Demon Hunters. Okay. By the way, being able to make a Demon Hunter is at this early is limited only to those who pre-purchased the expansion. Okay. If you didn't pre-purchase it between like well, by the 9th, you don't get early access. I believe. I could be wrong, but that's how I'm interpreting it. Okay. Anyway, uh, okay. The reason I'm saying that Demon Hunters are the most powerful class in the game is, like I said, you're not going to have all of your talents. All right. But you will gain them. Like I think you get one talent or so in the starting area. And we do have a walkthrough that I need to re-upload to our page, so all of you can watch it if you want to. But you will get most of your talents between level 100 and level 110, right? And this is being balanced intentionally by giving Demon Hunters more just raw power from their stats. So the stat squish and everything else that was applied to all the other classes and everything, Demon Hunters are not going to go through that. They will actually get their stat squish implemented after Legion launches on August 30th. So between the 9th and the 30th, they are going to be the most powerful goddamn thing in the game, all right? Their mobility is going to be a little bit hampered. A little bit. If you have seen the walkthrough of the starting area, or you have or had the opportunity to be on the beta, and you've seen what a Demon Hunter is like, their mobility is going, like I said, it's going to be just a little bit slower. They're going to be about as mobile as a monk is right now, which is still pretty goddamn fast.
Definitely, but I mean, the one really big advantage monk has over everyone is their mobility.
Except um, I think probably the most mobile class I've played lately has actually been a survival hunter. Oh my god, the survival hunter changes are amazing. They're amazing. And of course, Nick, when back when we started playing World of Warcraft, that was the days where you had to do trap dances and stuff on a hunter. You still get trap launcher as survival, which by the way is the only hunter spec to use traps anymore. So you're still going to have traps to launch, but like you have an actual launcher now instead of just placing on the ground. So no more trap dancing. But you're in like survival is entirely melee at this point in time, okay? Which is fucking amazing. I love it. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. I love it. Like I almost love it more than I do playing Protection Paladin. I love it so much that on my alt server, which I admit publicly here is Moonguard, uh, I made another hunter. I already have two on Moonguard, and I made another fucking hunter just so I could level one as survival, just so I could do that shit. It's so much fun. I love it. It is like it's literally a joygasm every time I play a survival hunter because um like of course you have your pet and everything, uh, but your abilities, like I said, are all around melee. So you get up and you wing clip and you do like all these abilities that have not been in the game since Wrath of the Lich King. This has been a long time since hunters were able to melee like this. Okay, very very long time. So it's bringing back a lot of nostalgia to me. Uh, but you also get a a closing ability. Like every ability, every class in the game has got a speed boost right now. Uh, and for demon hunters coming out, they're going to have the double jump and the glide. So you're going to get that. Paladins, for example, can summon a charger to ride for like 6 seconds. Like it's just you ride and you get to run. Like it's speed boost. What it is, okay? The survival hunter speed boost. You hurl a harpoon and then like you it's basically Scorpion in reverse for Mortal Kombat. You hurl the harpoon and then you're pulled to where you're going to. Now it does have a cooldown, uh, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Oh my god, I was doing it in a I even did it in a battleground, just to try it in PvP, and it's so much fun. Like it's the problem is if I get attacked, I'm gonna die. Like there's no question I'm gonna die. Mainly because I'm not, like the maximum level for the battlegrounds. I mean, like this hunter is like 40, 41, and the cap is 49. So I'm obviously lower than everyone else there. But it's so much goddamn fun. I love it. The closest thing to that is actually used to be Combat Rogue, but now it's I don't remember the new name for it off the top of my head. But anyway, uh, they also get a harpoon throw, but it is not targetable at anything. Like you have to actually do do a launcher, like a trap launcher type thing, and wherever you put the reticule at is where you go to. But the new combat spec for rogues is amazing. You get a gun. You get a gun. You get a fucking gun as a rogue. You get a gun, okay? And it's not like a rifle. Like you get like an actual pistol, you know. And I went to a target dummy on my rogue because I had switched to the spec, a while back, it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun before, but now, uh, like I said, you get a pistol. So I'm sitting here, like every time the ability, the ability is available, just fucking shooting the gun because it's so much fun. It's like here I'm like it's so much of a pirate reference. It's unreal, So like you go in with melee and your swords and shit, and you're like boom and just shoot him in the face, and I love it.
I mean, rogues with guns is pretty damn awesome. And I do want to just teleport with a harpoon, just hilariously.
I've really enjoyed all of the changes so far. I mean, I really have. I even made a brand new Death Knight because I don't want to re-roll like change specs on my main Death Knight. The one that's already 100. I don't want to change right now. So I went with like a brand new Death Knight just to see, mainly just to level the character and see how much different it is. And uh, bonus day when you make a new character, because you get, well, except for like low levels, like a brand new level 1 character, you don't get to choose a spec until level 10. It's understandable. With the Death Knight, you're already in a spec, okay, and that spec happens to be unholy. And one of your first talents, like the second talent you get, is actually a talent called All Will Serve, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. What it is your raised dead now summons your normal ghoul, which you can change to a geist and a skeleton, through a glyph. Because yes, glyphs are back in the like glyphs were not entirely removed; they're now applied directly to spells. So your raised dead spell is now All Will Serve, and it actually summons a second minion, and it's a skeletal archer like you find the starting area. And so you have yourself in melee, and you have your ghoul, which is melee with you, and then you have a goddamn range DPS. And they both share the same action bar. So like if you put one on passive, they're both on passive. And it's really interesting. But of course you get to switch over to an abomination. Like you get to summon all of the demons. I'm sorry, ghouls, the undead minions you'd get to normally as as an Holy Death Knight, and it's really fun. It's really fun. Demonology Warlock is kind of the same principle. I mean, it feels a lot of the same, uh, except now you get to summon, whatever demon you want to summon. You can summon your guardian ones, which is the it's no longer an infernal. You get to summon an abyssal, but it's like one of the warlords or legion abyssals. About their giant, like in the Legion trailer, for example. That's what you summon now. You get that, and you get your the Doom Lord and everything. But it's fun. Dread Lord, whatever it is, yeah, Doom Lord, and it's fun. But while you're fighting, demonology is centered around controlling more and more demons at once. So you get to summon uh, Fellhounds and shit that just run in and attack for you. You get to summon an actual observer, and it just shoots eye beam for a couple seconds, and then it's so much fun. I love the class changes. I love them. But to get back to the Demon Hunter ones, because that was what I was starting on. Um, okay, I already mentioned the stat switch, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay. Demon Hunters will be able to actually set up a garrison like everybody else can. So once you're out, even at level 100, you'll be able to actually do the non-intro, which is kind of cool to be able to do that. Okay, so they don't want anyone to have to deal with that. But by the way, there is a small hint here. Well, option here. You don't have to actually do. Now, I realize this is late as hell in being able to say this, but you don't have to actually do the non intro. Okay, uh, if you can get to Ashran, like whatever town you have, whether you're Horde or Alliance, so it's either Storm Shield or War Spear, wherever you're at. Um, if you get to your town and you've already unlocked flying in Draenor, just go ahead and fly to Frostfire or Shadowmoon, and the quest is already there, so you can completely skip its non-intro. Now, I'm hesitant to say skip it for a reason, and that's because its non-intro is amazing. It's one of the highlights of the entire Warlords expansion. So if you can fly, go ahead and skip. Just if you want to. I mean, it's gonna take you like an hour to get through to the intro anyway. So go ahead and skip if you want to. It's fine. No one will judge you. Okay. But Demon Hunters will be able to set up a garrison, so they'll be able to do the intro like that. Now, if you're wondering why would you set up a garrison, it's because believe it or not, even though the idea is to get you back into the game world, and Legion is focused on the new game, like it's focused on the Broken Isles. Like you're intended to get out and about, and you're going to have an order hall and everything, and the order hall has some similar functionality with the garrison right now. The garrison is still going to be viable. Ta-da! Still going to be a thing you're going to want to go back to. Because you'll be able to, because now everything gives you garrison resources. So you can stack up resources continually now, since you're not going to be getting gold per se. But if you want to make gold with your garrison between now and even through Legion, what you should do is get you a tailoring building, get you a tailoring NPC, and get a barn. and do all the work orders. And with your garrison resources, which will cost you 1,000 each to do this, get you some rush orders and just make bags. Ta-da! There you go. I gave you a gold making hint. Gold making guide from Radio Tokyo. Anyway, Demon Hunters will not be getting a profession boost. You will not be getting cooking and first aid and fishing like Death Knights. Death Knights now just get first aid, but originally when it started, you got cooking up until about level 60 level or somewhere around there. First aid was up to rune cloth, bandages, and then you got fishing. You don't get that shit now. Okay. Any profession, whether it's gathering profession or crafting profession, whatever, you will have to learn that and provide for it on your own. So you're fucked. Okay, don't worry about that. Anyway, Demon Hunters will not be able to do the Broken Shore intro quest everybody else gets to do. Having played the starting area, the Demon Hunter intro is actually entirely different. Once you get to where you're back in your capital, where it's Stormwind or Orgrimmar or whatever, and you go see the Demon Hunter area, you go to Dalaran, and then you go directly into whatever zone you pick, okay? Everyone else will get a specific intro quest for the Broken Isles, but Demon Hunters will not get that at all, okay? So Demon Hunters, you're stuck where you are for now until Legion actually launches like everyone else is, but you're stuck until Dalaran actually relocates in the game. Sorry. There also will be a Bind on Account Warglaive awarded for completing the intro stuff for Legion, like the launch events, the burning Legion invasion, everything. So you're gonna go Warglaive. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a transmog item for everybody. I don't actually know what it does. I haven't really looked, but you will be getting one. Okay. There is going to be a storyline put into the game. Night Elves and Demon Hunters will not be getting along at all initially, and the story is intended to be, played out as Legion advances. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is you've just finished your starting areas of Demon Hunter, okay? You just finished it, and you're in your capital city, and let's say you're Alliance. So you go to, well, you'd have to be Alliance. I'm sorry, you'd have to be Alliance for this to work. So you go to Darnassus, okay? And I'm thinking what's going to happen is that the NPCs are going to bitch at you and spit on you like you do when you're a new Death Knight, okay? Anyway, the only other thing I want to talk about for Demon Hunters, like the last thing I have to talk about here, is that Demon Hunters are going to speak their language's primary, their faction's primary language. So, common for the Alliance and Orcish for the Horde, okay? But you also get to speak Demonic. And here is the single coolest thing, and this is the reason I saved it for last. Demonic is equal for Horde and Alliance. There is no difference in it. You will be able to speak cross-faction as a Demon Hunter.
Really?
Yes, sir.
It's about time.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. This is, and I kind of thought when they added in the mage ability to speak, the what's it called, arcane languages. I thought you'd be able. Well, you can understand everyone else. Like you can read, like whenever they speak, you can read what they're saying and get it. But it's prime. It turned out it was just in your own faction. So let's say you're on a gnome mage, you'll be able to understand, Darnassian and Dwarvish and stuff like that. Okay. But Demon Hunters will be able to, as long as they're speaking Demonic, they'll be able to understand everyone else. So that means if you come up, okay, let's say you're a Night Elf Demon Hunter, okay, and you come across a Blood Elf one, and you're in a group of people, okay, and the Demon Hunters are talking to their own faction. If you speak to them in Demonic, they'll be able to understand what you say. Which is fucking amazing. Like there's no way around it. It's fucking amazing. I can only imagine what's going to happen in Battlegrounds now with Demon Hunters. Like I'm sure the Demon Hunters are going to be like, hey, we're on the same side. let's coordinate and ruin the game for everybody. Like I can only imagine so much trolling to the point that Blizzard has to actually do away with the ability to speak cross faction, which is going to be stupid if they do that.
I mean, PvP is going to be the main concern for that, definitely. But hopefully they can find a way to keep it from just everyone's trolling on Demon Hunter.
You and I both know that that's exactly what's going to happen. So it's what's going to happen. They're going to troll, and Blizzard's going to have to be like, oh well, we fucked up.
Yeah, I could definitely see them taking that away, or maybe disabling it during PvP, perhaps.
Okay, so we have to have our depressing story for the day, Nick. It's time for it. It's time.
Which one will we do?
Well, I want to talk about the one that we were supposed to talk about on Wednesday. The whole episode devoted to Legends of the Hidden Temple movie. Aren't you excited? And
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
let,
we get to talk
I'm
about it
gonna let
again.
you go first. I'm gonna let you rant about it, because I ranted last time.
Well, no one got to hear it last time, so
I'll do my part. But first, I want to hear your rant.
no. I want you to rant. I want you to rant.
No, no. You rant first, just for a little bit, and then I'll rant.
No, sir. You rant about Legends. Like I said, no one got to hear it but me. No one got to hear it. So you go ahead and you have your say.
Well, I don't know how many people remember this show, but back during the 90s, we had, I guess, a sort of golden age of game shows, where we had shows like, at least for kids, you had Double Dare, you had Guts, and you had Legends of the Hidden Temple. And it's one of the coolest shows I've ever seen on TV. It was educational, it was competitive, it was a cool setting, it was fun, it was just everything, that you would want from a kid's game show. And I was really excited when I heard that they were going to bring it back. I was like, hell yeah. I mean, I figured it'd be different, obviously, at least in some ways, since I was figuring they were bringing back the game show for a new generation. But instead, we got that crappy trailer. And I understand that this is a TV movie for kids, but my god, is it bad. I mean, really, really bad. I mean, like, I try not to be too hard on child actors, but no, this is inexcusable. This is horrible. I cannot put into words just how bad this is.
It's going to be amazing, Nick. It's going to be the most amazing thing in the entire world.
No, you're lying. You're lying so hard, and it hurts. It hurts my soul.
No, no, Nick.
Every
It
bit of
no,
this show.
it no.
Every
It
bit
will
of
be
this show hurts
amazing.
my soul.
Think about it. It's
No,
Legends of the
no,
Hidden Temple.
no,
How
no.
can you go wrong with Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Apparently, you can go wrong with it. Just look at that trailer. Look at the goddamn
Oh,
trailer.
okay. I'll do my rant, my little negative rant. But first, I want to talk about the only goddamn positive thing about this, and it's Kurt Fogg. Kurt Fogg. Kurt Fogg. Yes, your host of the TV show is on here, and I don't remember how I phrased this on Wednesday, but um, it's it's sad. No, I do remember. Goddammit, I do remember. It is the culmination of no, fuck it. I no. You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna try and repeat. I'm not gonna try and repeat success and gratefulness and greatness. It's pitiful. It's embarrassing. It's sad. It's the death of my childhood to watch this trailer because Nickelodeon brought Kurt Fogg out like he hadn't done a goddamn thing in 20 something years, and they bring him out of retirement for this shit just to have a cameo on the show where he portrays himself on a TV show from 20 years ago. Okay? He's portraying himself like he's using his real name to do a cameo of himself from 20 years ago. He's wearing, the Legend of the Hidden Temple outfit, and he looks exactly the same. He just looks older, a lot older. And of course, the background of the show is actually the background for, the original game show. And the premise is stupid. Like it's a fucking theme park now. Like I guess Jurassic Park is supposed to be, only there wasn't a TV show for Jurassic Park. But anyway, these kids who, by the way, are the children of people who grew up watching the fucking show. So people like Kurt Fogg, who put the show together, would be like, Nick, they'd be like our parents' age, somewhere around there. So that's that generation. And then we have our generation who watched it, and then our children are going to the Sadness Pile theme park and having a miserable time. But apparently, these kids are so goddamn fascinated by it that they're going to go to a theme park, and I don't fucking know. But watching the trailer, it seems to me that they have to go through all the same obstacles that the contestants on the show did 20 years ago. So they have to assemble like there's the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, and then there's the Chieftains, and all this other shit. And I'm kind of wondering, is Kurt Fogg going to be screaming at them throughout the thing? Because that would kind of complete the illusion. That would really complete it to have Kurt Fogg yell at you like, "You've only got 5 seconds! 4, 3, 2." That would be cool, but they're not going to do it. Instead, it's a TV movie, and these three kids, these three stupid children, are going to have to go through the temple on their own, and the only guide they get is a capuchin monkey who has been dyed green. Why would you dye the hair on a capuchin monkey green? I don't get it. I don't get it. If you're going, hang on. You wanted me to rant. God damn it, you wanted me to rant. You wanted me to do this. You wanted this. You asked for this. You asked for this. This is your Spider-Man moment of the show. If you're going to have a monkey on the show, don't dye it green. Dye it silver. God damn it. Have it be the actual, silver monkey. Like you assemble a statue and then it becomes the capuchin monkey. Do some shit like that. Be creative about it. Don't just have a random goddamn monkey in your temple and it's there and it's cute and like the monkey and Kurt Fogg are the only things I care about in this. It's the only things I care about. And really, if any of you want to see the trailer, it's on our goddamn Facebook page. I posted it. I should probably delete it because it's embarrassing. It is the end of, it is literally the death of our childhoods to watch this shit. This is how far we have gone. We have taken a popular game show from 20 years ago and made it a TV movie, and we throw all these references in there. And the way we ended the show on Wednesday, because none of y'all got to hear this, was me using the phrase sphere of damnation. Because that describes the world that we're in right now. Because we're getting to redo all these cool things, and really, I think the reason is because, as I've already said it, though you didn't get to hear it, the reason I think it is because our childhoods were kind of ended by 9/11. So the real world just was like, here, fuck your kid, fuck your childhood. So here we go. All these people are trying to recreate all these things from Asian 90s, and it's kind of cool in a way. Like kind of Ghostbusters and Transformers is cool to see it being popular again, but it's new, it's different. It's not exactly as entertaining as watching the cartoons or whatever. Like the only one that's been a success to me has been My Little Pony. So, no, I will not be watching the Legend of the Hidden Temple movie, because it's embarrassing and it's sad and it is nothing but a plot for Nickelodeon to get more money than they already have because they're a failing network at this point in time because their standards have gone down so much. Like the only thing that they have right now that's even keeping the fucking network afloat, other than Dora the Explorer, which I don't know how that's still on TV. It is the dumbest show ever. It is the dumbest show ever. And if you go and watch our little flashback moment, you'll hear me say that and in great detail why it's dumb. But the other thing they have is SpongeBob, and SpongeBob is basically floating the fucking network. It's been doing it for 16 years, okay? So basically, pretty much when Legend of the Hidden Temple went off the air, SpongeBob came on. So they went from an awesome show to a kind of okay show that doesn't really do anything different now than it did 16, 17 years ago. And so that's what we're going to have, is kids who have been raised on the SpongeBob are now going to be in a movie about a show that was on the air when I was their age. And it's a failure to me, and it makes me sad and miserable, and I kind of hate Nickelodeon now. I really dislike Nickelodeon for this shit. Like it irritates me almost as much as all of the stupid things that Cartoon Network has put on their TV show. Like and they have put some stupid fucking shit on the air lately. Some stupid shit. Stupid. I don't have another word to describe it other than stupid.
I mean, I've hated Nickelodeon for a long time now. I'd say since the end of when they started getting rid of shows like Hey Arnold, all that, Keenan and Kel. Ever since then, SpongeBob probably has been the only relatively good thing on Nickelodeon that I can think of. Also, going back to the Green Monkey thing, it's because there were 6 teams on the game show. One of those teams was called the Green Monkeys, which means the other ones are you're probably also gonna see a blue barracuda, a red jaguar, an orange iguana, a purple parrot, and a silver snake in the movie.
Which is stupid as shit. I look, it's a reference, it's a cool reference, it's a cute reference, but god damn it, make the show relatable. Like the whole focus of the temple. The only way you got out was the silver goddamn monkey, okay? It's the only way you got out. So what you could do, since I'm going to guess they're going to do it backwards, and they're going to have to assemble the monkey first, because apparently that's what you get to see them do in the trailer, and I hope it's intentionally backwards. I really hope it's backwards, but I have a feeling it's not going to be. I have this distinct goddamn feeling that it's going to be a like the trailer is set up the way the movie will the movie will go. So they're going to find the silver monkey and assemble it, and if it comes in first, I will hang myself. But I think it would be cute, just have the monkey turn into like a little capuchin. Whatever, it would be cute. It would be more relatable than having used packets of Kool-Aid to dye animals. I mean, just goddamn, just
What
fucking damn it,
what
just
what
stop.
I don't understand is why they just didn't remake the show. I mean, it's not like they have a giant lineup of awesome things on right now. Why didn't they just remake the game show?
Because
It
they
was a
haven't had
cool game
Nickelodeon
show.
Studios since about 2001. So like that nice, amazing building that everybody wanted to go to with the slime fountain out front. That is now like a law office or some shit. Like the building looks intrinsically the same. It's just blue and gray and boring, and that's what they gave up. So they don't have Nickelodeon Studios anymore. So yeah, I mean, like, no, actually, I take it back. Really, the only thing Nickelodeon has going for them right now is, believe it or not, Power Rangers, and that's filmed in goddamn Australia. So, like, we're getting fucking TV movies of a TV show from when we were kids, and it's dumb. And they can put in all the cutesy references they want to, but I still think that the monkey should be the silver monkey, and he should just, like, you assemble him, and he comes to life, and he's your guide through the temple. That, honestly, that would make a better TV movie than having, a purple parrot and shit on there, because I'm just fuck that noise. That's stupid. It's stupid. And I really want to find the person who took the packet of Kool-Aid and is like, come here, monkey, and just, like, died the capuchin. I want to find them so I can slap them. No, no. You know who I want to slap? I want to slap Kurt fucking Fogg for agreeing to be on this. I want to slap everyone at Nickelodeon for agreeing to this shit. Because this is stupid. This is stupid. To quote Patton Oswalt, this is a failure pile in a sadness bowl. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is.
I mean, if we're going to go back and do the whole nostalgia ride and go back to the 90s, then bring all of the cool things back. Don't just try to pay homage to it. Bring the cool things back. Bring back Nickelodeon Seals. Bring back the slime. And, all the things that made Nickelodeon Nickelodeon.
Basically, do what the Power Rangers are doing. Do what the Power Rangers are doing. Going to have a theatrically released movie of the Power Rangers. Now, of course, they're changing the racial identities of certain Rangers, and that's fine. It's understandable, because you can't have a Yellow Ranger be an Asian and a Black Ranger be a black person. That's fine. I'm cool with changing it, okay? And I'm iffy on the costumes. I admit it. I'm iffy on the costumes, but everything else I've seen so far, I've kind of liked. Especially Bryan Cranston being Zordon, because if you don't know, Bryan Cranston actually got his start on Power Rangers. He provided the voice of several monsters on the show, so it's fucking amazing to me that he'll be in the movie, and I'm excited to see Zordon. I'm more excited for Zordon than I think anything else in the entire show. Like, there's nothing else that excites me more than, and goddamn, I want so much. I want so much for when Zordon is introduced, for his face, like, okay, for example, when he's in his tube, instead of just shimmering into existence, I want, like, his face to, like do, like, he's looking up and he just looks down at him, like the head visually turns and he makes eye contact and he narrows his eyes, and I want him so much to say my name, because it would be amazing to have a Breaking Bad reference in this. I would shit myself if they did. No, I take it back. I wouldn't do that. That's when you're being scared. I would jizz in my pants. Okay, I would. I don't know. Better yet, I'll just lose all bodily function if they did that shit, because it would have been amazing. It'll be amazing. Bryan Cranston is a living god. I'm sorry, he's a living god.
Don't watch the movie with Jonathan.
Don't what?
Watch the movie with Jonathan.
No. Shut up. Go see it with me. Like, because now see. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the fun thing. I have a habit of quoting characters in movies in the theater. Like the first time I did this, I pulled out my Megatron voice for Transformers, and like people were like, "Holy shit! Did the movie start?" And this guy behind me, this fucking asshole behind me, leaned down, just like very rudely taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Excuse me, I didn't buy the ticket for this movie to have it interrupted." I just turned around and looked at him. I'm like, "It's a movie about giant robots. It hadn't even started yet. I don't think I'm interrupting it." So the entire time, people are cheering and screaming, like when Optimus first comes out. It's like, ah! The people went insane, including him behind me. I turned around and said, "Excuse me, I didn't buy my ticket to have it ruined." And he just looked at me like, "Oh my god!" Like he was just in like indignant rage that I would dare to speak to him that way. But yes, I can do a very convincing Megatron. I don't know if I want to do the show, but apparently it was convincing enough that people thought it was in the movie.
And again, you don't want to go watch a movie with Jonathan. There are just so many reasons
you
why
want
it's
to go
bad.
see it with me, because I have plans for Suicide Squad, I have so many plans for Suicide Squad. Oh my god, when it comes out, I'm just like, okay, I've done like a Joker laugh, I think on the show like once or twice, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to do it in public in the correct setting.
It'll be interesting.
Like just the movie starts, and I'll be sitting there by myself, all nice and quiet, and then I'll just like just bust out with the laugh, and then just go back to being normal, and then just watch the theater turn around and look at me like, oh my god, is he gonna kill us all? Like I'll be like, hi, it was me, yeah, it was me. I'm gonna do that shit. I'm gonna do it. God damn it, I'm gonna do it because it comes out next week. It comes literally. It's a week away. It's a week away, guys. It's a week away.
Just don't bring a backpack or anything with you, so you don't get shot.
Don't bring a what with me?
I said don't bring a backpack so you don't get shot.
I will take whatever I want to. I will take whatever I want to.
Okay, but if you get shot, I'm gonna say I told you so.
You will say I told you so for whatever reason you feel like it.
I mean, I'm kind of right about everything, so I told you so?
No, sir. I told you so.
No, you didn't.
Your mom told you so. How's that?
That's true, and I respect her, so that's cool.
There we go. There we go. We have found something to shut you up. It's telling you that your mom told you to do it.
I still told you so.
Shut the hell up, Nick.
No.
Shut up.
Anyways, I guess that's it.
Yeah. Really, I don't really have much else to go on. We could keep talking about whatever, but I think we've covered everything we had to talk about today.
I think so. I guess we'll see everyone over the weekend then.
Yeah. So okay. I almost don't want to do it because this is good. It's been a good episode anyway. Okay. So please remember to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and like us on Facebook. And we will talk to all of you on Monday, I guess.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Goodbye. Come to my birthday party if you want.
No.
I guess. Sure.
No, Nick. If they can't go to the movies with me, if they cannot go to the movies with me, then they do not need to go to your birthday party because they just can't. They no, just can't. No.
Not risk bodily harm.
No. I mean, wait. Are you going to have cake at your party?
Yeah.
Is it chocolate cake?
Yeah.
Is it going to have sprinkles?
I don't know. You have to ask my mom.
Are you going to have pizza?
No, we're gonna have Puerto Rican.
Then no,
food.
I will not be at your goddamn birthday party. Because you need to
Although
have you need to have a pizza party. You need to have a pizza party, and it needs to be at a skating rink. And if you don't do that, I won't be there.
Well, I will do that one day for my birthday, specifically for you.
Okay. Anyway, one more reminder.
Not this.
One more quick reminder before we go. Drunken Peasants live 24-hour fundraiser for Gallon Halcyon, August 13th. Please watch it. Please donate if you can. If you can't do either one of those, please be sure and share the information about the event. And we'll be on there. A lot of fun people are going to be on there. And yeah, we'll talk to all of you Monday.
Goodbye, everyone.